Yo, so before I play this clip, so Bongino, Dan Bongino, shout out Dan Bongino, he was on Fox, and he gives a full rundown of the assassination attempt. I heard some of it on his channel too, but he gives like a full breakdown because that's what he did. That's where he was rolled. That's who he was before he retired from that.
Okay.
And so he knows all. He know the ins and out. And also I wanted to look at this other guy who not only you have Bongino, but then you got the person. Well, let's start right here, y'all. Let's go right here.
Where you left off on the reaction here.
So again, open security questions right now, and this is why again I think the Secret Service, the PR, Anthony Guglielmi, has to be very careful about what they put out. You know, he says in his X post, and you can read it yourself. You don't need to hear it from me, that they deployed these extra resources and technology. Okay, well, which ones? You're telling me the best technology you have was deployed and you missed a shooter 130 yards? Say it was 200 yards. The Secret Service CS team, Pete, the counter sniper teams, and I'm not sure those two guys are Secret Service. We have to remember that we don't always, when we go to New York sometimes with high-level protectees, we'll use NYPD ESU counter sniper. So I'm not really sure either way, they'd still be briefed in. The question we have to ask is, if that's the best technology we have, and we had a CS team up there with a shooter that, you know, we're trained out to 1,000 yards in the Secret Service with the counter sniper team. How did they miss someone at most, you know, 1/5 of the way there?
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. And even worse, it's broad daylight on a white roof. So again, open questions here. Was there forward-looking infrared deployed? Was there aerial support, drones, helicopters? You know, something happened too. If you go back and listen to the audio, I want you to listen to this after I get off here. When Donald Trump, after this tragic thing happens, you'll see the Secret Service agents. And by the way, I know some of those guys personally. It takes a lot to run into bullets, divorcing the security failure. So at least they did that part, you know, correctly, and they knew what they were doing after the security absolutely failed. But you're going to hear something if you listen closely. The guy mentions Hawkeye on the scene. He's talking about those two, the black BDU with the tactical gear CAT element, that two-man CAT element. That stands for Counter Assault Team. That's a Secret Service special weapons team, equivalent to our SWAT. So they're there. They all deployed and did what had to be. That the bunting around the front of the stage is probably armor. Donald Trump knew to duck. I mean, most people would. He saved his own life. That's just a fact.
Exactly, he did.
The evacuation did not
That's
go
crazy.
right. I mean, the rule with the Secret Service is cover the protectee and evac.
I didn't think about it like that. He saved his own life.
The man was telling him to get down. So whether the man needed to tell him that or not, obviously when you felt the heat of that bullet cross your face, that was a no-brainer.
He got down. The Secret Service didn't dive out. He was already on the ground.
Yeah, because they were too far away. You know, initially they weren't close enough to be able to. When he hit the floor, that's when they came in, but y'all was like a half a second too late.
Evacuate. The other rule is maximum to the protectee, minimum to the problem. Why minimum to the problem? Because you don't know that's the only problem. It could be a distraction. There could be another person in the crowd. So if you don't jump on the protectee, you could be looking at multiple shooters. So at least that part, the guys there, you know, stepped up there. But the failure here is absolutely catastrophic.
It is.
And
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the Secret Service should be very careful. I can tell you and absolutely confirm from the horse's mouth, from multiple people, not just one. And I saw Congressman Waltz text this out before on X. There have been repeated requests to increase the security footprint around not just the residences of Donald Trump, but the body itself. And they have been rebuffed. Like I said, I can tell you actual quotes. The Secret Service directors completely failed and candidly should resign today. Kim Cheadle has failed Donald Trump and honestly failed Joe Biden too. He's the president right now. Where's the DHS secretary? I mean, this is, you're blaming it on manpower? So just to be clear, we're a $4 trillion United States government and we can't fork over enough money to keep our people alive? And then you're sending out tweets like, oh, this is the best technology we have. Really? To let a sniper 150 yards away from the potential next president shoot a piece of his ear off?
Yeah, right.
That's your victory lap? Give me a break, man.
Dan, I mean, you bring up so many amazing points, and I just don't even know where to begin except to ask you, why would the Secret Service not beef up more security for the man who is most likely to be assassinated in the entire world? Why would they not deploy more resources? Why weren't there drones over? Is it that this woman, Kimberly Cheadle, the director, is incompetent? Could there be something else there? What is happening? Is it DEI? What's going on?
Well, you know, Rachel, it's my job, if I'm going to give an opinion, to back it up. You know, opinions are like holes, right? Everybody has one. The difference between one opinion over the other in a courtroom and anywhere else is, can you back it up? I want everyone at home, go on your phone or computer now, and I want you to look up U.S. Secret Service, red ties, Donald Trump. Yeah, read it. The Secret Service was more concerned about protective agents around Donald Trump. If you think I'm making this up, go to a left-wing search engine if you think I'm biased. Go to Scroogle and put it, oh, you're reading a story right now. They were more concerned about the color of the Secret Service agents' ties around Donald Trump, given the perception that a red tie was somehow, I've got red ties. I'm a Republican. It has nothing to do with it. I just like red ties. They go nice with white shirts. That's an actual, oh, you see it right now. I'm not crazy. This is what the Secret Service was concerned about. They put out, 1,000 tweets about all of this DEI stuff. Do I know that's related here? I don't. I'm just saying, like, you have one job, only one job. Your job is keep the body alive, no matter what. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, the president of Djibouti, it doesn't matter. That is your job. They absolutely, resolutely, 100% failed. Not a single excuse should be made. Not a single excuse should be attempted.
Come on.
This should be the subject of congressional hearings and investigations, because if they can't do this, and this is the best technology you had, then folks, there's no purpose anymore. This isn't the agency I grew up in. It's not. I spent 12 years of my life there, and I'm telling you, I know some of those guys personally. These are good men and women. But this was an apocalyptic security failure. And don't ever forget, an uneventful failure is never a success. And the fact that Donald Trump didn't die yesterday is no reason for anybody to take some kind of victory lap. And before we start sending out plaudits, we better look and do a hot wash on this and find out exactly how abysmal this security plan was.
Well, uniquely, because you also have unique experience, uniquely, you've been able to tell us today that the failure is on both the ground level and the immediate reaction, the advanced level, and seeing what could potentially be the problem, and at the organizational level, and what kind of resources were given to Donald Trump over time. And as we said, you have the experience to know.
See, and before I switch to this next clip, now imagine if that was another
president.
Yeah. Before I switch to the next clip, imagine if that was a real. I'm say this. That dude was an op, and he tried to take the president out, and he lost his life for doing it. But imagine if you had somebody from these other countries wanting that marksman.
You know, right. I'm just saying, right.
Actually,
what if you had a real shooter,
a real shooter,
right?
And so I don't know if y'all know, right, that so it's a show I like, because I like guns and stuff like that, man. It's Demolition Ranch, and what's his name? I don't know his. I always know Demolition Ranch. I don't know what it's his. He'll say it. He's gonna say his name. But so the guy who was the sniper, who was the shooter who shot at Donald Trump, he had on a Demolition Ranch shirt, and I wanted to see this addressed because I used to used to watch Demolition Ranch and the shooting. So it's being addressed on this one. Yeah,
and you know what they're saying. But go ahead.
What are they saying?
No, that. Somehow, because he had this, just he tying it into the, to him and being a rifle and how the left will drag, see how intertwine things that's not even related.
Yep, because they haven't geared it up yet. They haven't started their ridiculousness. The only thing they're focused on right now is saying like, it was fake. And then they're going to switch to, see, that's why y'all need to have guns. And then see now that JD Vance has been announced the vice president. Oh, they playing that
vice president
now they're playing
selection.
Now they're playing that. No, he's selected.
Right.
Now
I'm saying, but you said announced vice, like as if he's already announced the vice as the vice president.
He was announced vice president. He's the vice president
running with Trump. He hasn't been elected, babe. Right. I get what you're saying.
Yes, he will be the vice president running with Trump. And they're going back and they're going to be playing the clips when Vance said that he would never support Trump, and he was a never supporter of Trump. And
let's stay on topic.
And so I'm just saying how they will take the media, and they're going to take these things and they're going to try to use all this stuff. Watch. This is going to be their ammunition.
I'm sure there will be a lot of people watching this video who do not know me, who are new to this channel and are just checking in based on recent occurrences. So for those who are new, for those who do not know me, my name is Matt Carricker.
Matt, that's it.
I am a Texas-based YouTuber, and this is my YouTube channel. Demolition Ranch is a firearms-centered channel. I also have Off the Ranch, Matt Carricker channel, which is a blog-type channel. And then I'm also a veterinarian, and so I have Vet Ranch, which is a veterinary-centered channel. And across the board, across all of my videos, we really don't talk about politics at all. We keep politics out of it. For one, it's not my bread and butter, but also I don't feel the need to impose my political views and beliefs on other people. And so we generally just stay away from the topic of politics. However, we were obviously kind of thrust into the conversation after last weekend.
Right.
So before I go any further, to the family of the victim who died during the Trump shooting, man, I'm so sorry for your loss. It's terrible, and I hate that happened to him and to you guys. And wishing you guys the best from here. That's the worst. For those who were injured in the shooting as well, wishing you guys a speedy recovery, praying for pain-free recovery for you as well, both physically and mentally. I can't imagine.
Sad.
So, as a lot of you guys know, and we were shocked and confused to find this out, the shooter who tried to assassinate Trump was wearing merch from my channel, wearing a Demolition Ranch t-shirt. And that sucked to see that.
I feel you.
I
Yes, I feel you.
I bet.
I feel
That
you.
was a hit to the gut.
So
Yes.
this t-shirt, we also own a t-shirt company, based out of my hometown right here, and my friends work there, and we make these shirts. We print them here in Texas and ship them all over the world. I've seen my shirts in every continent. I got a picture like 2 weeks ago of a guy wearing my shirt in Antarctica.
Wow.
And so we don't vet the people who buy our shirts, obviously. It'd be impossible to. Just like Nike doesn't vet who buys their shoes.
True.
I wish I could. I would love to keep people like that from buying, wearing, being associated with that article of clothing. Like I wish he couldn't get a shirt. But it happened. And I think the difference in, a gunman wearing a pair of Nike shoes and a gunman wearing my t-shirt is this brand is much more personal to me.
And it hurts the brand. It definitely
Nike
hurts.
is to its executives. And so to see my name next to the shooter's name,
That's heavy.
that sucks.
That sucks.
I wish we could keep that from happening. So no matter what side you're on politically, none of us want violence.
That's right.
This channel was never meant to incite violence or hate. It never has, it isn't, and it never will be a channel that does that. I don't want any violence or hate anywhere around me. I have a wife and little kids. I want them to be safe and secure forever. And the videos I put out, I want to make sure that is the same for everyone who watches my videos, that they aren't in any more danger because of my videos, of course. And I know you guys know that. I have 11 million subscribers who have been watching me for over 10 years and know that I am not that kind of person. This is mostly for the people who are just tuning in to see if I am a guy that is trying to make people do stuff like that. So I am not. Obviously, I don't have to explain that to you guys who know me, but I feel like I might need to say that for those who don't. This channel is not about violence. This channel will never be, and we never would condone that at all. I hate that. It's a weird deal, and yeah, have news articles calling me, asking for interviews, asking what I know about the shooter, asking if I've ever had any communication with the shooter, if I've ever met him.
Get you just a order number. That's all it is. That's it.
Online.
Order number 101674.
Unfortunately, wore it that day.
Exactly.
Anyway, wishing the best for everyone affected by this. Obviously, the way I'm affected is nothing compared to the way some people are affected by this. So, not trying to take anything away from them, but yeah, just kind of letting you guys know. I wanted to tell you guys who know me that we're here, we're still going, and yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's not what we stand for, and it will never be what we stand for, and we're gonna keep trucking. When you're watching a CNN article and it says 3 names: the shooters, Trump's, and mine.
Oh,
that was not on my 2024 bingo card.
No.
So yeah, I'm gonna end this video. Let's move forward.
That's right.
And
keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching, and most of all, thanks for the support. I love you.
Wow.
And I'll see you next time.
Okay, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm trying my best to focus because all them bugs crawling and hissing and sitting around him. I'm like, he is about them creatures are with him. Because I was like,
that's how I sound in the country. When I go home to the country,
I was like, okay, focus on the words, Joyce, not the bugs. Focus on the words. I'm like, the creatures are around.
I love it when
but
you
yeah,
in the
I
country,
mean that's sad. But I like the mindset he has. It's quite unfortunate. Who wants to have merch or an article of clothing with your designer label on it, and they have this on?
Not me.
Oh my gosh.
Not me, because they automatically say, "Oh, if that was the character of that guy and he rocks your merch, then you must be teaching it." And that's how it is pointed back.
Right, but I'm glad that he just set the record straight. Go on the channel. You can see what he's about.
I'm glad, and like you said, if he hadn't have said nothing, that would have looked bad on him. But I'm glad he did speak up and say something, because when you that big of a channel and a brand, and then you just try to, and you just like, I'm going to just let this brush over and not say nothing, then you might start losing a lot of people.
Well, of course, he had to address it. Yet I like his mindset around it. You could tell it really bothered him, but it didn't seem like he was just down and out, because when you know what you stand for, you know how you come in and you walk in truth, and love and do what you do. That's not your burden to bear.
It's not your burden.
It's just like, that does suck. When he said it, I was like, that's exactly what it is. That sucks.
Yeah.
However, no affiliation, none whatsoever. This is the content that I do, and dang, why did he have to put my shirt on this day? But that sucks.
Yeah, it super sucks.
But the good thing is, I don't feel like his supporters are going to go anywhere. They know him. They've been following him, supporting him for however long. I'm sure they know that. I mean, how can a person know this? That's impossible.
And also, let's go back to the Bongino interview with the shooter. And it's like, how do they have these? They messed up all the kind of protocols.
That's a different video, honey.
No, we put that was this one and this one. Remember?
I thought that was the other video we just did.
That was this one. That was this one and this one. When we talked about when Bongino was talking about it.
Okay.
So
I got you. Yeah,
and also Bongino said on his show I was listening today. He said those weren't all Secret Service. He said that's like when they'll hire privately to come out and provide.
So that's a shame.
So they
you got access,
all full Secret Service.
You got access to the Secret Service, and you still got to hire somebody to come up and protect you security.
He said that's what he said. Why? He said why was it not completely covered with the servicemen to protect the president?
That's whack.
The ex-president, the past president, or the current president. There should always be what they have full Secret Service coming around, not contractors, basically.
Right. Well, the good thing about Dan Bongino is he gonna give you the cold-blooded, hardcore truth.
Cold-blooded.
Ain't no putting no ice and cherries. Forget that. He gonna get the real battle, boo. Not even in the pan. He gonna give it to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's his area. So I'm glad that he's able to make the assessment that he made. We've watched so many. I told myself I was gonna pull back, but in order for us to be able to come on and talk about it, we have to continue to do our own research. But it was just so obvious to me. You have to be able to really accept things for what they were. And we know the Secret Service dropped the ball. We know they dropped the ball. But it's beyond them.
It's beyond.
It's beyond the men who are down there in the front line It's people that work behind the scenes, like he said, you know, who orchestrate things and send the crew out. You know, they're just not out there putting themselves to work. You know, it's a job still.
I'm telling y'all, this year is about to get even weirder. And I just want to prepare y'all. I told y'all this last year. I told y'all this year, earlier this year. I said this year gonna be crazy. It's gonna get wild.
However,
and it's about to step up another notch.
However, we definitely continue to pray and do.
That's right.
Pray and do. Pray and then prepare yourselves
Pray
with
and
the
prepare.
water.
That's
We
what I
told
like.
you guys,
Yeah.
with water and you know, canned goods and stuff like that, you know, dry beans, whatever you want to do, but just, you know, prepare. But our guy is still standing.
Our God is an awesome God.
But just
He
look at the way the
reigns
minds
from
of
heaven
people
above.
in the world are thinking. So we have to be the ones that, like I say on my channel, Temporary TV, go subscribe. We love ourselves, we think for ourselves, and we grow ourselves. And that's what we have to do. You got to think for yourself based off truth and facts, not the chalk dust that's thrown on top of it to make it look kind of fuzzy and you really can't see what it is. You see it plain and simple. Don't allow yourself to be sleep. You better wake up. You better wake up.
2024 be more.
Talk less.
Let's see you on the next
Subscribe
one.
to the channel. We love you guys and share this video.